Tesla vehicles, Tesla Model 3 vehicles, and Tesla Model Y vehicles in terms of like the sales at the end of the day. But in this next topic, we're going to talk about another Tesla competitor or another EV manufacturer in another segment of EV price war or EV war, because this manufacturer only sold or barely sold any electric vehicles in March of 2023. And this is not the Hummer EV that only sold 2 vehicles. This is another manufacturer that only sold a handful of vehicles. And so we'll take a look at it, and we'll take a look at why, because I would say the reason why is very, very obvious, but we'll definitely take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us take a look at this. So shout out to Inside EV US. Mazda MX30 sales remain at stable near zero in March of 2023 with 4 units sold last month. Mazda sales are not very electrifying. And if you've known about this vehicle, if you know exactly what it is, definitely drop it in the comments on why you feel like this vehicle is not selling at all. We'll get to that in a second as well. But here's a chart of the Mazda MX30 sales of the electric vehicle in the US of March, or at least all the different months, and we can see there's not a lot of them. I mean, this is 50 with a 50, not 5,500 or 50,000 or 50 million or whatever. And so this vehicle is a very interesting vehicle at the end of the day. And so if we take a look at why, I pulled it up on the website. The reason is pretty obvious. We've got the vehicle price here, the Mazda MX30 at a $34,000 price. That's basically the price of a Model 3 if you factor in the $7,500 federal tax rate. The Model 3 is still, yes, a little bit more at the end of the day, but if you factor in that $7,500 federal tax rate, you're pretty close to this price, maybe a couple $1,000 more if you're be able to redeem the whole benefits of it, and if you redeem the benefits when you get the $7,500 next year, not this year when you file for your taxes. But the second reasoning here is it really only has a 100-mile range. Even the Tesla Model 3, even the Chevy Bolt, even the Nissan Leaf, they all have double to triple that range essentially. So having a vehicle that only has 100 miles doesn't really make a lot of sense here at the end of the day. And then of course, like this vehicle being sold is being sold at a dealership, so most likely there's some sort of markets, but hopefully at this point there's discounts on this vehicle. And I think that what I think that what Mazda probably really needs to do here with this vehicle is they probably need to release some sort of massive incentive program to try and get rid of these vehicles ASAP. Even the Chevy Bolt has an effective price of over $20,000. So for a Mazda to have a $10,000 more price vehicle, I would buy one of these if this was like $100 a month lease, because then we can just have an extra car just for zip it around and go get errands done or whatever. But really that's pretty much where it ends. But let me know what your thoughts, like how much would you pay a month for this vehicle? We've had other EVs, and granted, I'm a Tesla fan. I've had 4 Teslas so far, a Model 3, Model Y, and a Model S, and now a Model X. But I always keep my eye out there to see what's the best deal I can get on a vehicle or even an electric vehicle. And so our best deal, I would say, I have had a BMW i3. If you don't know what that is, it's like a little zippy electric car. I think it was like 2018 or 2017. Granted, it is a $45,000 to $50,000 vehicle, but at the time we were able to lease it for $132 a month out the door, and it had 3 years of free charging as well. So you can do the math and calculation for yourself. It basically paid for itself at the end of the day. And so this of course was a BMW i3 with a $50,000 MSRP. So I would say if Mazda came out with this vehicle right now with like $120 a month, like that's probably max, because you got to factor in insurance. That's probably another $100 a month. Then I would say they would be able to sell a bunch of these vehicles at the end of the day. But let me know what your thoughts on it. We're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include access actually scheduling a call with me. We can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources and links at banks that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including credit unions and banks on that list that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing, lower than Tesla's 5.59%. So definitely check it out. Patreon link